So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Young. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Niners are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that.
And he works free. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Carr. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Touchdown! Elijah Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners are an extra point away from drawing level. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
That throw by Young incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the 1st at the 32. Now a timeout called for by the defense. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 4th down, Young. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. It's Young on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they to get a chance to continue their drive.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. He'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Here is Young. Sets up the screen to Robinson. Oh, good move. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number two.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As was message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for... Number 3. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Bengal offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Third and short yardage. Young. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. They'll give it up to the big man Walker. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Young off the play fake. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Off the play fake, Young. Incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage. And Jake Moody now on for the field goal. That's just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
To throw, it's Carr. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati set to take over once again. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 116 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. It's Young off play action. Oh, and that is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They'll try for the first with Walker. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to fourth down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
Shotgun now for Carr. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Nakobe Dean able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this third quarter. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Young now, sliding out of the pocket. As this complete to Daniel Bellinger. That'll give him 8 that time, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Young to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Now, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Eluding the pressure right. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. On the give, it's Walker. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
The tackle made by Julian Love. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Here's 2nd down and 3. Hand off here to Walker. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Well, they come out and take a look at it. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Kenneth Walker with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. They do tack on the extra point as well, and that makes it a 17-10 score. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. So Derek Carr in the offense, trailing 17-10, a minute 55 remaining. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing his Carr. And his throw is incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Here's Carr. Gets this to Moore. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
What my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And he gets it down to the 32. Here's 2nd down. Now Carr. They'll find Hodgins there complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Carr. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The 49ers now going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Montgomery. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Carr to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. Now Carr. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here. And it is caught. They got the 2 points, and with it, they've taken the lead. Now, boy, you want to talk about guts. Guts is going for 2 when you're down 1 in that spot right there.
Do they not trust their kicker? Did they not feel that it was time to go ahead and do that? Or did they just say, we've got a play on that we're so confident in, we're going to go ahead and do it? I'm going to say they're going to say that in the press conference.
This is 1st and 10. Young. Gets this to Bellinger. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. One last shot for Young. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. It was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small.
It's week 9 of the National Football League. And coming up next, we'll see Kenneth Walker. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns. It's the Bengals and the Bills on Sunday Night Primetime.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in week 9? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. Leading them out in his 8th season, guy who has started for a few teams across the league, Jacoby Brissett.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down. The rushing numbers for Stevenson from last week. 14 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that third down play. That brings up fourth down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown.
Team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So, I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
We really didn't have any doubt that he was going to be one of the top-rated rookies coming into the league, especially as a runner. And he's given us no reason to change our minds. That's a big-time run, and the production that he showed us in college is translating very well into the National Football League.
Welcome, like the content, hit the subscribe button. Check out my other content.
Again, it's Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up second and 11 at the 38.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker the third. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. But you look at this defense. They enter this one number 13, Charles, in the NFL in stopping the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit. But facing the number 1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Young loses it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And now the rookie's free. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Bengals. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Offense gets set to go, and there's Ramondre Stevenson. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. First down, Brissett. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. These two teams all tied after one. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. Here's a 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action. Quick throw to Olave. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. They go play action with Brissett. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Brissett. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And he'll get it out to midfield. It's spotted right in midfield at the 50. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Hurry! Ready?
Straight ahead, Walker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Young will set to throw. Smith and Jigba with the grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Now Young. And complete to Smith and Jigba. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. Young to throw it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Young trying to hurry them up to the line here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown Bengals! Jackson Smith-Njigba, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Offense gets set to go, and there's Ramondre Stevenson. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
That's complete to Pierce. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Third and short yardage, Brissett. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. So no gain on the play. And it'll be fourth down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts.
Thank you for watching.
As we head toward halftime. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Now the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Young's this throw finds Smith-Njigba. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And Young's throw there incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
That throw by Young incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills will take over possession here up at the 44. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for the...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They were losers last time out to the 49ers, but right now they're on the right side of the scoreboard as they start out 1st and 10.
Ready.
Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he will finally be tracked down at the Bills' 31-yard line. 70 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Walker with another carry. And room there to work it inside the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3. Smith and Jigba in motion right. Now Young fakes a sweep and looks to throw off play action. This is caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 23 yards on the play.
That's good for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Walker will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 30.
Brissett now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Off the play fake. Here's Brissett. Finding Pierce on a crossing route. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Madden, they never miss a pass when the bot plays here.
Territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 2nd down and 3. Here's Brissett. Slant pass complete to Olave. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
6-yard pickup. First down, Bills.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Final minute now of the third quarter.
2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
A second down throw for Brissett. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. Throwing, Brissett. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds.
How do you get your stuff to do that?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on the...
What
Big
did me?
stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Because mine is plain and basic.
Ready.
Young on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Now that's a killer, because you think you got it absolutely covered, and then he hot puts it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a
Let's put your team on Madden.
3rd, and then the tables turned. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the counter, it's Walker. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz just trying to get to the quarterback, trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory.
Cowboys.
At the 47. And Walker once more. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Okay, ready?
If nothing else, they've already taken
Now
a
you
couple
have to
minutes
go
off the
into
clock here
franchise mode,
already
and
as they
before
come
you
up
start the
2nd
game
down.
you have to change the starting point to fantasy draft, then you can call.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Ready?
They'll try for the first with Walker. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 180 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Yeah, then you can pick players you like. I'd watch a video on YouTube on how to do a fantasy draft on Madden. It's actually super fun. Makes tea. Then you can create a career and try and win Super Bowls.
Down.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go now.
That's cool.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Striker. 3-3. Blue striker.
To throw, Young. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A 39-yard attempt.
You okay? Any other games, mate?
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Bills ready to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Brissett. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
In the future. What games do you play?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They go play action with Brissett. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now Brissett on 4th down. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And a throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above.
Did he
those feet in. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. Walker now on 1st and 10. 117 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there? You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college and happen in the NFL.
Retro Bowl, football wonders, and FIFA.
One more time, ball caught free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Have you tried the new Battlefield 6?
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Bengals, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo,
Well, I have to go to bed. Hope you have a good time. Same to you, mate. Enjoy yourself. Hit that subscribe button so we can chat again.
It's Madden NFL 24. And coming up, we'll see Kenneth Walker. He was steady for him on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Bengals and the Texans, and it's all up next.
from the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.